Very good morning to one and all present here. I wish you all happy and prosperous Ganesh Chaturthi. It is my great privilege to welcome you all for this international FDP on insight and trends in data analytics for the second day session. Today's our chief guest is Surya Mahalakshmi. He is completed her BTech IT in JPR Institute of Technology. Also, he received Topper Award for excellence in academics during his final year. Also, he received HIFI Award for mobile testing application in 2018 and best performance for core banking in 2019 for Metro Bank. He worked in Metro Bank UK for 2.5 years as a software tester, specialized in core banking and T24 application. At present she is working as a software engineer at Bank Muscat in Oman. He is very interested in expanding her knowledge base and working towards pursuing masters in United States and Canada. I welcome you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, hi, good morning all. First of all, I need to take this opportunity to thank my professor. He was my HOD in my UG, and he was very helpful for me as well as his guider, whatever we are now because of him. So thank you, sir. Thank you for the great opportunity for me to interact with you all. Okay. And shall I start my presentation?
Yeah, you can start.
I hope you're all able to see my screen. Basically, before software testing cycle, I just need to know how the project is coming to the testing purpose from client to the testing. Whatever the project may be, whether it's a banking as well as or a food or anything, first it will come from a client. Client means which is called a business user. We will get the recommend from the business users from them, and we will use it to test the particular application. The thing was in a testing cycle, in real time example, whatever, if it is a banking as well as if it is a Facebook or any social website, whether the application should be able to perform the particular fields or everything, it will be able to test from the testing sites. First, the requirement analysis was the users will give the what are the new features to be added for the particular application. Application means which is in real time example, if I take net banking or mobile or whatever, if it is Facebook or Gmail, anything, you can take it's a real time. The recommend from them, I will need to, we have used to get the recommends. What are the first phases? There are so many phases in the testing. First, we will use it to check with whether the project in a fixed budget or not fixed. What does means fixed or non-fixed means whether the project should complete within a particular periods of time or not. It's not in a fixed. It may take more than 6 months or 7 months or more than 2 years. It depends upon the project. So we use it to get the recommend from them. The recommends you should get by the business analyst. They have a separate team that are business analyst or SME for that one. The SME will get the recommend analysis from the users. If it is a single phase, they will check whether for particular 2 or 3 forms should be developed in the single phase. Like what to say, if it is a login page, if you are taking example of login page, only the login page or the username or existing user or the you have to sign in a new user. So the first phase will come in the first form will come it as a first phase. So the developer used to develop the code for that first phase, and that will be tested by the testers, and it will release at a second phase. So this is completely the architecture of this one. Whatever we are getting from the users from the recommend, we use it to test a particular application from which was done by the coding from the developer sides. Wait, I'll show you the examples. Yeah. In completely in for the project, they may be having a phases. In that particular phases, they have the so many UAT rounds and SAT round. What is SAT rounds or UAT rounds is nothing but system integration testing and UAT integration testing. The thing was, system integration testing is nothing but the thing was the application should be tested from the tester side or development side before releasing to the real time. Before it is going to the customer sites, we have to check completely. It is in the form of testing. So it is a system integration testing. What is the user acceptance testing? Means nothing but once the application is completely done from my side, from development as well as the testing side, it will that application will goes to the user side. Users means which is completely our business user. Maybe it's a Metro Bank or maybe HDFC Bank or maybe IC Axis. Everybody. They have some particular testing purpose. They have some particular testing sites. Their person will completely check the application for the user acceptance testing. Whatever we have done testing or developing, they will check once again before releasing to the customers whether it's working fine as per the requirement note. This is a completely part of UAT testing. The first, this is completely a requirement analysis from our cycles. The requirement analysis is nothing but both the requirements of the project will be get from as well as the business user. Developer as well as testers will get the requirements from the business user. What are the features to be added? How the form should be? How it should be reached the customer? What are the impacts to be done to the customer side? This is a completely form of the requirement analysis. Then for testing sites, I will tell you the from requirement analysis, it goes to the testing plan. The testing plan is nothing but if you're planning, the project is fixed for 12 months or 6 months, 7 months, they face maybe 3 phases. In this phases, I told right, first login page should be released, next the fund transfers or else home page should be, in second phase, the home page should be developed and to be tested. So according to the plan, according to the phase, we have to develop the plan. So the plan should be, for the first phase, they have some certain amount, the project, a fixed project, if I'm just taking for 2 billion, first phase it should be a 25 million. Like that, they will calculate some cost production of this planning and how long it will take, the kind of cost period and everything should be covered in this test planning. This test case development side, in test case development side, I'm from completely manual tester, manualing side. So I will tell you the manual. If it is a test case development, there will be a functional as well as non-functional. Maybe digital as well as non-digital. What is my digital and non-digital means? I will tell you non-digital because I'm from a non-digital side. Non-digital is nothing but some completely manual testing. Manual testing is which is just we have to go through the plan and we have to write the design. If you take the login page or Facebook username, there will be one home page, login page, right? Username and password, they forget password. So we have to write the test case according to the recommend or design. We have to design according to the recommend, whether it should accept both alphabetic or numeric. The expected result should be it should accept and it should land the home pages. So kind of testing, everything should cover in the test cases. So there will be more like a positive flow or negative flow. What does mean by positive or negative flow? Means nothing but the positive flow. If it is coming from, I need to log in the Facebook or Gmail, anything. I have to log in username and password, and it has to reach the home page. So I have to give the username properly, password, it should be 8 to 12 digits, and I have to click the login. It will land to the home page. This is completely a positive flow. If it is a negative flow, what I need to write the test cases. Just for example, we have to check whether that username is accepting only a numeric or it should accepting only special characters. If I'm just giving a special dollar or anything at gmail.com. So whether we have to check whether only without alphanumeric, only we are giving special character, whether it's accepting or it's showing any error for this. This is a completely form of the negative testing. From this only we have to write the test cases according to this. This is what manual testing. If it is I'm going for a digital automation testing, is nothing but it is like a scripting. Whatever we are writing in a test cases, it will convert to the script, and we have to run for the particular scripts in the particular tools that is called Eclipse, NetBeans, so many things, and the language may be differ from Java, Python, Ruby. So it's according to the project. This will be discussed in the test planning, in the requirement analysis, because the user will tell you that what are the Ruby, what are the languages, what are the application to be used. So they will discuss about that, and according to that, they will develop the codings. Developers may be different. If you take the Axis Bank or HDFC, the developers may be TCS, and the tester side may be some Maverick or Tesla, some kind of testing companies. So it's not necessary to have the developer and testers to be in the same company. It may be differ according to the project, according to the wish to the users. So everything will be designed from the users, whether the automations language should be Ruby or Java, anything. It will discuss with the business user or end user. So this is a completely form of the test case development. Then it will go to test environment setup. It's nothing but test environment setup is what are the hardware and software should be added to the particular application. If I'm taking for like HFC or something, what are the application should be is there, what are the environment setup should be there, what are the software, what are the hardware to be involved in this particular project, because based on the cost, they will include this particular test environment. And moreover, not only the environment, they will check the versions. What are the versions means? I will tell you. Like in WhatsApp, we are upgrading to a most version, right? 4.1, 4.2, like whatever Windows 8.1, 8. Like that, every application has particular versions. Versions may be differ. The thing was some new features to be included in the same version. So based on the projects, they will discuss what are the hardware and software version to be added. If it is, I'm taking for T24, it is a Temenos product. The Temenos product, it's like a new version is R17. So new features R17 is to be added. So added to the particular version. I need a particular project, banking project should be in the particular R17 T24 version. If the some project, they will ask for T5, R7 or 9. So kind will be discussed according to the project. Then it will goes to the test execution. What are the test execution? That only I said, right? Like a positive flow, negative flow. In test case development, I will design according to the requirement, or whether it's a positive or negative flow. In test execution, I have to execute manually. The thing was, if I wrote like in Excel, like I enter the username with password. So I have to enter username and password in the particular application. I have to check whether that particular form is working as per the requirement or not. This is the complete form of the test execution. In test execution, so many things, the SIT, UAT, that SIT was developing completely from the test sites, and user acceptance testing is completely from the user side. Sometimes some companies have the particular testing sites. They will check the project from the UAT side, or else some companies request the particular persons to come to on-site. If it is a Metro Bank or some Abu Dhabi Bank or anywhere, that particular app is linked with that testing company like TestLeaf or Testers, some testing companies. They will hire some of the testers, which is if they are doing some performance, or based on the performance, they will hire them, and they will ask them to come to on-site, and from that on-site, they will use it to execute the UAT test cases. UAT test cases from user side, we have to check how if I'm like in a customer, how I need to take. If I'm clicking for the payment in Google Pay, just I'm initiating a payment from Google Pay, I need to check whether how many seconds within the amount is transferring from from my phone to, or from my account to another account. With how many minutes we have to check if it is crossing some limits. So from user side, we have to think and we have to execute the cases in UAT. This is a completely form of the test execution. If it in this test execution, if I'm facing and getting an error, I will raise it as a bug. Because if just I'm example, for example, I said like special character at gmail.com, it should not log in, but I'm able to log into the pages like home pages in Facebook or anything. So according to the design or according to the requirement, it should not log into the home page. It should it should throw some error, but I'm able to log in and I'm able to proceed from further. So I need to raise it as bug. That is called issue or defect. I will explain that in a further presentation, or I will show you that one. This is the complete form of test execution. And end of the test report is nothing but test closure. So what are the completely, it is a 6 months project or 7 months project. What are the project at the end of the project? How many releases are being made? According to the design, according to the requirement, if they ask for the particular 80 to 90, 100% of requirement, but at the end of the time, the requirement is completing only to 60 to 70% of the requirement, we can proceed once again with the end user to extend the particular project timing. It will happen in the test reporting side. What are the reports to be made? If it is completely, if it is 100% is completed from developing as well as testing, no issues are being cut, is 0% defect, means this report will be closed completely with the positive flow. Or it may be extend to some of the time, or it's based on the wish to the business user. If the business user needs to release to real time as per the immediately, at the end of the 70 to 80%, they will release it. And if it is completed for 70 to 80%, and the business user to release that particular application within 15 to 20 days, they will ask this complete to rest of the 20% in agile methodology. I will tell you the agile methodology. What is the use of this one? This test reporting is completely closure of report or anything expanding or everything will be what are the projects should be included in this testing report. This is the complete form of the testing software testing cycle. If you go with agile methodology, it is like kind of methodology. Every companies will mostly, some of the companies will mostly follow the waterfall model. What is the waterfall model, V-shaped model, or agile methodology? Is nothing but it's like a methodology how to be. If you take the waterfall model, it's a SDLC cycle. Software development life cycle. It's completely the requirement. Then it will goes to the feasibility. Then it will goes to the design. Then it will goes to the coding. Then it will goes to the testing. Then it will goes to implementation maintenance. Nothing but the requirement analysis. What I've said in SDLC, same as thing. And feasibility. In testing planning, what we have discussed, right, the cost of planning everything, this feasibility will check from the developer side. The developer have a same kind of methodology to with the business user, what are the hardware, software, what are the coding to be developed in the particular field. They will discuss separately for the feasibility, as well as for the requesting for the environment setup, like this particular version to be added or to be checked for this one. In that feasibility, whether the developer will check whether this application is able to check the particular project or not, that feasibility will check under the period. And after that, the design will be made. For developing side, they will have made some designs as what, not like in cases, they will have a separate design. So like some brief of the project, and they will develop a coding according to the language or whatever language or interfaces. What is the interfaces means? It's like a middleware. I will tell you further. Like they will develop some codings. After that, it will go to the testing side. Testing side means the tester will set whether it's a manual tester or a non-functional tester, like a automation tester. It will completely this one. After this, it is on the implementation. Implementation is nothing but they're implementing the what they have done still now. They will implement whether it's working fine or not. So this, they come like a small units or whatever the project have done, whether it's in a single phase or double phase or 2 phases or 3 phases, they will implement in that particular application. As a user, they will think and I will execute that one. After that, it will be maintenance. Maintenance nothing but if you're raising any bug, if I'm facing an issue, the tester will raise it as a bug. Once again, the bug will go to developer. Again, the developer will check and will give the fix to the particular fields or project, a particular field, I think so. And moreover, then once again it come to this tester side, and tester will re-execute this. This is complete forms of cycle. This is the waterfall model. Waterfall model is nothing but once if you take the project, it will complete the whole process and will release it in real time. This is the waterfall model. This is only some of the company will follow the waterfall model. If you go to V-shaped model is nothing but development as well as the testing side. They both will do simultaneously. In waterfall model, developer will complete all those stuff and it will come to testing. But in V-shape, they will do simultaneously. In single phase, if they develop the coding, it will come directly to testing and testers will execute that one. After that, if you're facing any issues, once again, it will send to the developer. Developer will give it as a new features or new coding, update the coding one, and will send to. So V-shape is nothing but they will do simultaneously. Waterfall is nothing but which once you completed, then it will go for the live. Agile methodology. What is the agile methodology? Is nothing but I said right. If it is a test reporting, if I'm having 100% of requirement, I'm completed only for 80% both developer and the testing side within a span period of time. Unable to complete the complete flow of the testing requirements. If it is only 70 to 80%, the remaining percent 20%. In this testing report, they will check with the user whether we can expand the project period or else whether we can close this one, we can release it as new project for only the 20%. We can complete as new project like this complete flow. So the based on the requirement wish, like if the requirement wish to release that particular application within to the customer's end user site, they have give like within 20 to 30 days or 4 to 6 weeks. Between that 4 to 6 weeks, in the 20% of this one, we cannot go with waterfall model. We can prefer for agile methodology. What is the agile methodology? Is nothing but it's like they will call whatever called in a phase waterfall as a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. They will call it as sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. Sprint 1 is nothing but once again recommend for the 20% recommend design. They will use plan according to that. The developer will build and the tester will test the particular phase. If in 20% the sprint 1 is taking 5% of the 20%, that sprint 1 will goes to release. After that sprint 2, the remaining 5% will test. After that, remaining 5% will. So 4 sprint will be there in this 20%. So agile methodology is a short span of time. We can execute some of the cases, but if you go with the waterfall model, it will be the perfect and it is a complete flow of this one. What are the issues are facing, it will be discussed complete this one. This is the complete architecture of this software development cycle, testing cycle, as well as agile methodology in the real-time example I just saying. If you go with the defect life cycle, it's nothing but if I'm facing an issue, as a tester side, I'm facing like if according to the test case development, I'm facing like something is not working as per the requirement. If I'm clicking this, inserting image in mail or anything, the image is not inserting, uploading or anything like if I'm changing the profile picture or posting something or sending a document to everybody or as a bank perspective, I'm saying as a customer, I'm transferring the amount to my beneficiary, but in my beneficiary, I'm just clicking my new beneficiary. That beneficiary button is disabled. I'm unable to create a new beneficiary. This all are completely issue of the particular projects. So it will raise it as a it is not working as per the expected result. So the tester will raise it as a bug. This how they will raise it the bug is completely they according to the whatever the companies or tools, they have separate test management tool. For security violation, I've just attached only one screenshot. I will show you. This is how this is a Jira tool. There are so many tools like Bugzilla tool or TFS. Jira is mainly for Temenos and T24 projects, so that's why I use the Jira. Here, this is how we use it to raise it as a bug. If it is a project, an issue type should be added. What are the summary of the project? Like while I'm clicking the beneficiary button is not disabled like that. So everything we have to raise according to that. This will be, if I'm finding a bug, I just need to discuss with my senior priority. Like students have any project before presenting to the final year project, we have to check. We are having a review with my with our staff or associate HOD or like that, so that the testers have the TL or senior priority. They will check the particular bug whether it's a proper bug or it's in a existing functionality. What is the existing functionality means? Like I will, it's a kind of already is there. So it is not a bug. It will perform like the existing ones. So it's not a bug. So it's kind of existing function. The TL has to confirm whether that person has raised the bug is completely a new one or a existing one or it's a proper one. So if he confirms that that bug will goes to, they will, if it is a bug, they will raise it as that particular tool, what I've showed here, right? That that's a completely is a new bug. That new bug, there are so many priorities. What is the priority and severity according to the bug? Is nothing but in priority and severity level. Priority level is business impact. Severity level is application wise impact. Application wise and severe, if we are facing an issue in application wise, it's a completely severity impact. If I'm facing an issue in business impact means if a customer is facing an issue like us, if we are facing some issues and it is impacting our time, so we use it to, if I'm facing issue in Google Pay and I will think to send amount in Phone Pay. So just it's a completely business impact for the Google Pay sites. Like in Google Pay company, if I'm just transferring amount in HDFC, I'm facing issue in HDFC net banking. So I'm shifting my HDFC net banking account to an Axis or KVB or anything. So it is customer in business side, there is a loss of one customer. So this is a completely business impact. Priority is a business side impact. Severity is a application side impact. So there are completely types of priority. I will tell you the real-time example of severity and priority. If it is high severity and high priority issue, how I could tell how it should be high severity and high priority means the thing is, if you take the if college is maintaining some particular website or a site for maintaining a students and staff details for online attendance. If there any students are coming to the college and to do the attendance online, or staff are to come to college and do the attendance on online, so that time that particular application, like the college is saving the record, but they're unable to save the record, unable to say, it's showing some error. So the thing was, even the application is facing this issue because the record is not visible properly, as well as the student or staff unable to give the attendance in online. So then both sides they are facing the issue. So if it is completely high severity and high priority. If students or staff is not giving the attendance, there will be on loss in it. If you take it's 1 day, okay, fine. If you take the completely 1 month or 10 days, we cannot predict like how many members have been attended for every days, or how many persons have came to the college or like attend the online classes in attendance. How many we cannot unable to calculate the particular attendance percentage. So it is based completely, we are facing issue as well as application as well as the business side. It is in student side, I'm just saying like this one. If it is taken banking side, if I'm sending the Google Pay amount or Phone Pay amount, if amount is sending, I'm facing an issue, I'm unable to send the amount, I'm just shifting to a Phone Pay. If I'm once again the amount is debited in Google Pay and the message is not coming, or message or notification is not processing, or I'm facing issue in interfaces. Interfaces means unable to send the amount. So if I need to send the process the amount immediately or anything, application wise also we are getting an error. In user side, the customer side also we are facing some issues. unable to transfer the money. So it is completely both side of issue they are facing. It's an high level, so it is completely high severity and high priority. If you take for the low severity and high priority and low severity, which is nothing but priority level is a business impact should be high, and severity level it's little does not have much impact on application side. If you take this if you take the homepage of college JPR Institute of Technology, the JPR JE PPIAR, if I'm misspelled in that particular JPR, there is a misspelled is misspellification in a particular name. So it will be the if a student's making if a parent's making should need to pay the fees through DD, they have misspelled this particular college name in the name of they missed some A or P according to that home pages. So it may impact to the college side, but in application side does not have any impact, because in college side, if the students, if parents are paying the fees because of this misqualification of the particular college, so the amount fees is not crediting to the particular college account. This is a completely business impact for the college side. So it is a high priority and low severity, because we cannot any to change in application side. Only we are facing issue in a business side. This is a low high priority and low severity. Another one, high severity and low priority. It's nothing but high severity is also in web application sites. It's facing impact on this. It's acting so much impact on the web application side. And low priority is nothing but it's not does not have any impact on much impact on business side. If you take Gmail anything or Rediff Mail anything, we will have undo sign. If an undo sign is not working for, I have to click for more than 5 to 6 times, then only that undo sign is working. So it may be impact the application side. So it is have the high severity. In priority side, most of the people doesn't know undo, or they won't prefer to click the undo side. If it is working fine, okay, they will do. Or else something they are facing any issue, if it 10 to 20% only will prefer the undo sign for making some draft or anything, so they will click that. That time only we are facing that particular field error. So it is completely low severity, sorry, high severity, low priority. That it won't impact much on business side, but it will impact on the web application side, because it is clicking more than 7 to 8 times. It will impact the application. So completely, it is a complete form of the web application side. Another low severity, low priority is nothing but if you take the license agreement, whatever we are agreeing, what are terms and conditions, it does not impact if you are facing any issue in that both side, business as well as the web application side. It does not have, if you're not clicking that one, it will show just click that particular only, we can proceed to the next page. It does not have impact on both in the customer side as well as the web application side. This is the complete form of the priority and severity level in different life cycle. This is how we are used to raise the bug. Like if you're raising the bug, the amount is not transferring, the beneficiary button is not working, it is a disabled, then we have to take it as definitely it should as a high priority and high severity, because if it is if our user is not able to add the beneficiary, so he is not unable to send the amount to that particular person. So definitely it should be high priority and high severity. How we are here to select means in every tool there will be like priority as well as some severity. They will be even major, but it will show like priority and severity. According to this one, we have to select. If it is after raising a bug, the bug status will be new. What is a new? Because from tester side, they have raised that particular bug. In new status, they will assign this particular developer. Each of the particular project, they have a separate developer for this bug. So they will assign the like developer, they have the senior developers will assign this senior developer lead will assign to the particular bug to their name, or particular to the developer. They will according to the assign to that requirement, they will assign to that particular developer about the bug. If like if example just a developer 1, developer 3, if a developer 1 is taking that particular fees of login page or home page or send money or catch money or payment, initiate payment, anything. So it will according to that, it will assign to the particular fields to the developer, the bug according to the assigned to the developer one. And they once again the developer will check whether it's a proper bug or not. If it is a proper bug, they will change it to an open. Open means it's completely they're creating a coding for that fixing fix for the bug. So they giving they will write it in according to the languages, and they will upload in the particular database to run that code. If that status will be in open, this is the complete in open status that in the developer will create the coding or configure that particular one. And the root cause, what is the root cause is nothing but I will tell you the end of this one. After the completion of the developer giving the coding for the particular bug, it will go to they change the status from open to fixed. Or if after giving the particular codings, once again the developer inside the developer they will check that particular whether for particular feature whether the beneficiary button is disabled or enabled. After giving the coding, they will check according to that. If it is enabled, they will change the status from open to fixed. If it is a fixed one, then they will change it to a test. In test side, if we change it to test or retest, that type the test automatically they will change according to the Jira tool or test management tool, whatever it is. So we have to change the test to reopen, and we have to check whether because of this particular feature whether that particular feature is working or not. Before what we have faced issue, now whether it's working now proper, or because of this adding a new feature whether it's impacted the new one. Like if I'm saying for the beneficiary or okay, I will take in real time example. In Facebook, they'll like a command share for every pictures. Before that, I don't have a like and comment. Before that, I don't have share feature in that particular post. After the bug fixed by the developer, there is a new feature has been added in the share. Now you have to check whether the share is working fine or not, as well as because of the share coding, whether it's impacted the like and comment working functionalities. If some of the coding will impact the existing coding. The thing was, if the share button is added in the particular features or project, that will impact the existing features like or comment. Sometimes the like will not work properly. If I'm giving the like command, it will not add it to that particular post or not. So it is also because of this new feature, it's impacting the old feature. This is called the regression testing. So everything will be tested for this particular one. If it's once again, if it is in a if it is it's not working fine. If it's not working fine, it will be reopened. So the testers will change the status to reopen. Once again, it will goes to the cycling. Open, again they will give the fix, and again they will change to test. If it's working fine, as per the recommend, if all the features are working fine, whether the beneficiary, the like commands or share command, if adding of this share, the like is working fine, the emoji is displaying and comments I'm able to do every properly, then it will change the verified. And it will change verified. By doing this one, we have to attach the document whatever we are testing, and we have to close that bug. This is the complete positive flow of this one. This is the complete positive flow. In root cause, what is the root cause? It's nothing but tester can check if after giving the bug to the coding to the fix to the particular bug, the tester can check what is the root cause of the bug, whether they have changed any modification in the already existing one, or else they have added the particular, or they have created the new build. Like how to say in program, in script wise, I was just saying, like in program developing side, they will give a new classes or new object, or they have already added in the same classes. So we have to can check the root causes of this one, and we can check what is the configuration I've done for this one. Configuration is done mean what are the new environment setup, like new environment, not in new environment setup, new updation, new features can be added. What are the new features, new configuration I've done for the particular fix coding. This can be reviewed or checked by the tester side. This is the positive flow. What is the open to duplicate? It's nothing but duplicate. If just already if we registering for any other bug, okay, any other bug, like if it, I'm just telling like like or comment for that bug. I raised for a like or comment in Facebook, but before itself, already a new bug has been raised. The home page is not working fine. So already existing bug is already raised for this particular. If you take for if like if you're just I'm liking our picture in the complete new feeds, that particular features inside the home page. Already some other testers have been raised for that home page. If you give the fix to that particular bug for the home page, it will directly impact this one. So it will be duplicate of this. The developer does not need to give two codes for this for the home page as well as the like or comment chat or another bug. One bug is one code is enough for the both of this home page as well as the new bug. So it is a they will change it to a duplicate. If they are able to give that fix or coding to the existing or particular bug, so they will change it to a duplicate. If it is a duplicate bug, it was give if it is confirmed by the developer side, they automatically they will close. Then what about the reject? Reject bug is nothing but if I'm just checking for this particular one, okay. If this I'm adding another, I'm just writing for the new, I'm testing for the new purpose. In share command, I'm able to see whether emoji or not, like that. For example, I'm saying in share, I'm just checking whether the emoji can do it in share command or not, share field or not. So that time, it's not the out of scope of this project. The developer will confirm like this is not a complete in scope of the project. It's almost out scope of the project. Even it's not existing or it's not out of the functionalities. So if it is out of the functionalities, it will be the bug will be rejected, because whatever the issue is out of the scope, they won't check it according to the requirement. They will completely make it to a reject if it is out of scope of the project or out of the scope of the requirement. If you need to check because of the but if you have to check because of that mandatory field or mandatory it should be checked or not, you have to get the confirmation from the business user whether it's impacting any customers or not. Then only if they will proceed particular issues. If it's not covering in that requirement, they it is make it as a rejected. Or if it is covering in that one, it will flow. It will go flow by flow. What is a deferred? Deferred is nothing like in this particular. Yeah, that one I said, right. Like if you're just checking with the business user, if the business user have to confirm whether that particular like yeah, if you're taking on making a payment, I need to have a send button, send later. So this two button I have added as a tester. I have added this one, but it is not in this particular requirement. So the developer is rejecting this one. But I'm checking with the as a customer. I'm thinking as a customer. I'm just checking with the user, business user. Definitely that send button as well as send later button should be added in the net banking, because customer can wish to send the amount immediately or it should be later. So it should be mandatory. I'm just as a customer perspective, I'm just testing and I'm checking with the business user. If the business user is confirmed that one, they will give it as a if they accepted this one, they will give us a new requirement in that project, and a developer will give that particular fix for that one. If it is not in this in scope of the project, the business user will take it as a separate one, and they will release it as new release. The new release means this project is completely done. After this one, they will take that particular field as another release, and they will work it out of this project. So it is a completely the new release of this one. This is the maybe the possible resolution. It's nothing but the status of this one. Whatever the fixed or duplicate, sometimes the developer can change, won't fix, or it is like invalid. If it is an in progress, some interfaces. Interface is nothing but like a middleware. Some middleware should be is there. So they will change the interfaces or environment. If it is what kind of environment, if you check means every day in every company, every day they will write the end of the services. As a banking perspective, I will say it as if they have some standing order or DD every day they will run the services in the back end. Then only the next day of the flow or next day of the payment will proceed. So this might be impact sometimes in T24 some applications, whatever the application may be, T24 or CLOS, anything application it will impact. So that time that application will be down. That time we should not execute anything, because if we execute anything in that application is down, server is down, we cannot able to get the proper result. So they will change the status into a remind or later based on the service end of the service. If the service is not completed, then definitely it will, if the application to load, sometimes it will impact the particular execution or testing purpose. This is how we have to mention like due date, priority, like high severity or low priority or whatever we have to select. According to that, the date should be there. The versions, component, assign should be, if it is if you are tester, you have to assign to the, if you're lead, or if you have to assign the particular issues to the particular developer. And reporter, some of the reporter, the developer, if you assign the testers to a developer name, and the reporter should be have some leads to be maintained this one and reporting this one. And environment, what are the environment? Environment is nothing but application, web application, and the interfaces, everything should cover whether which part we are facing this one. Okay. It's like a outbound payments, nothing but outward payment. In India, we have IMPS, RTGS, NIFT. So many payments is there. Like that, in every country, there will be a local payment as well as the shift payment. It's an international payment. Whatever the international payment, they have some beneficiary code. Whatever the internal payment, they have some like IMPS within 30 seconds, some like limits of this limits or everything will be there. This is how they will happen. In real time, if I'm making a payment here, and it will reaching to the another party within a 30 seconds or everything. But behind this, this is how acting out the payments or anything, whatever if you're doing behind this one, this is how their flow of this particular testing sites. How the testing will comes right in this part of this one. If in real time, if the customers is facing any issues, if the particular application is not working fine, that from bank side they will check that one and will send it as change request. That change request is nothing but that request is not working fine. If I'm making a DD or check or standing STO, that customers facing any issues, they will request to that bank, and the bank will request to that IT teams. IT teams nothing but we have to check behind the what is the issue of this one, what to test, what how to develop, what to codes to fix and give to test completely flow of this one. If you're facing an outbound payments, this is the overflow of the outbound payment. What are the internal and international payment? How to send from money from channels to the particular how it's eating to the particular customer as well as everything. In testing sites, we have user testing environment. We have a separate like net banking or channels like that. We have a separate one. How it's going flow by within the 30 seconds of the payment, the customer is getting the messages or everything. But before that, we have to check behind everything whether it's working fine or not. So for testing side, we are checking like we are initiating a payment from channels. it will go to the T24. T24 is nothing like from the applications side. It may be differ according to the project, whether it's TCS or if it is whatever thing, that will differ according to the project, whether what will be the applications, and it will go to the IAB. What is the IAB? In this IAB is like an interface or middleware. How the IAB will send like XML file, it will pass the payments or anything. It will goes to, if I'm giving in a payment like send to a beneficiary, it will go. It's not go like in a name or thing. It will send like an XML or HTTP file, and it will goes to a NetRevel. A NetRevel is like my civil score. It's like our in our thing, we use it to check whether the customer is a fraudulent customer or blacklisted customer, or so many things. For example, 4 to 5 years, some terrorists have been created the name of students, and they have they have transferred the amount from their account to so many accounts. In this particular purpose, we are just introduced that NetRevel. NetRevel is nothing like database. It is checking whether it's a complete form of the ID proof or anything of the customer, whether able to transfer, whether it's a fraudulent customer. It will give the alert to that particular payments, and it will return the payment to the customer, as well as it will give the alert to the banking side. So this is how happening if it is in a negative cases. If it is in a positive cases, if it's a proper customer, it's not. Excuse me. If it's not a fraudulent customer, the positive flow will go properly. From Connect directly also, it will come the database. NetRevel is like it's also, it will check the particular customers and fraudulent or not. If it is a Connect directory, it have the particular every types of beneficiaries, whether it's an international payment or a local payment or whatever. They have the both bottom line and Connect directory, which will, if it is an I'm making initiative payment to USA, it will from the Connect directory, it will take the USA beneficiary and it will goes to the payment completely. Whether the USA beneficiary is a fraudulent one, from the fraudulent, that fraudulent will check in the NetRevel, that NetRevel give the alert. If it's not, if the beneficiary is not a fraudulent customer, it will goes to the payment successfully, and we will get it the particular entries. Entries like in customer side, we will get the notification, but in testing side, we will have the particular entries. What are the entries? I'm just sure. This will be the entries. This is the application side. This is how. In testing side, we have created some accounts or anything in real time and we will, whether we initiate the payment, if it is a fraud, it's a proper one, positive flow, this will be, the accounting entries will be posted here. So this is how we use it to check that accounting entries have all, whatever we are initiating payment, whether it's inside or outside country, what is the MT103 message is validation? So wherever what are the person are initiating the payment, every payment has the particular MT103 message. If the behind this one, what is the MT103 means? If it's 50, there will be every tag of this one. Tag 21, tag 32A, tag 52B, for 52A, everything. Particular tags of the, if you take the 32, there will be date, amount, and the currency. 1411 and euro 30. So every tag have the particular field. If it is a 53A means I'm just initiating payment to USA or Canada, that time US, but that beneficiary should be in the 53 tag. But you're not able to see in the front end application, just you will able to add only the beneficiary, everything. But behind this one, this is the complete flow. If the 53 tag is matching with the NetRevel, if it is a proper flow, it will, if it's not a fraudulent customer, it will be a proper flow. If it's a fraudulent customer, it will give the alert and it will return. So based on this tag only, it will verify in the NetRevel and bottom line, everything. This is how happen for every payment for every all over the world. This messages will be passed. Maybe the name should be differ, MT103, MT910, whatever, but the flow is same for every banks. Not only the bank, maybe for every, if you take anything like Swiggy or whatever thing, you can check behind this, every messages will be there. According to if it's matched, it will go to flow. It will have a proper flow, or else it will give some alert or according to that recommends. This is the channel. This is how the net banking in Metro Bank UK. Just we are just following the internet banking. This is a channel because instead of net banking, we are using this one. This is how that person can log in. If you see that accounts make a payment or we pay, you pay list is like a beneficial, like this is how they maintain. After initiating payment, they enter 1 or 3 messages. If it's a proper flow, then that application will have that particular entries. Yeah, this I said for the outward payment. Now it's the inward payment. How the inward payments? In outward payment for testing purpose, we have used the application. We have initiated the payment. If it is an inward payment, if you guys are getting from your parents amount or somebody or from your friends or whatever, whoever you get is sending their amount to your account. The how we have to process the amount means just from file management. This is how this is a putty we have. We are using a putty. It's a tool. It's a one. From this one, we have to pass the empty 1 or 3 messages manually. From this manual messages, it will goes to the flow will be reversed from bottom line to connect directory. This from bottom line to connect directory will pass in the file management is nothing but it's like that empty 1 or 3 message we will use it to write manually. Then we will place the file to the connect directory from through services. There are so many services. If I'm not just I'm saying it overflow. If you go deep rooted, so many services will be there. Are so many things, and end of the services we have to run copy everything. So we will place this file to the connect directory, and we will check the IAB server. That it will take it as IAB server, and it will pass to the NetRiver. Once again, you will check whether the incoming payment is fraudulent or not. If it is a fraudulent, the payment is old. If it is if it is like a payment reject, if it is a proper, it will release. That script will run. Okay, if it is an inward payment, this will be run by the IT team manually, like by doing the MT103 and passing the file to the database through manually. So everything will happen according to the services. Each services, each payments have some specific services. It's just telling in the banking perspective, not only the banking perspective, whatever, if you take IRCTC or flight booking, everything, if you're making something, they will, behind the IAB or IT team will run the manual services to handle the particular notification or successful messages for the flight booking. Everything will come under the script. In interfaces will be there. So many middlewares to be there. Okay. If you get the particular entries for this one, I will show you that this is how the entries will be there in the TC. What is the transaction type? If it's a transaction type, IMPS or TGS, it will change according to that. If it's account to account transfer, if it is in a account to other from Indian Bank to HDFC Bank, so many transaction type will be there. So how many charges should be calculated? So everything will display in the particular application. So this is how it will be the empty 1 or 3 messages, but it is in the tag type. But here it is in the transaction type. Everything will be upload or display. If it is a proper or not, it will display under that particular unique ID. If the customer is not unable to open the account by going directly to the bank, so how is the flow? Means if the customers cannot, if you take this situation due to pandemic, we cannot able to go to the bank directly, so we can open the account through online. How the online flow is coming like? If you take if you go with the particular web URL anything, there will be like existing or your new customer. If it is an existing customer, we can go with separate customer ID, everything you say. If a new customer, we have to check, we have to give the some mandatory details. So how the thing will be act according to this one. In backend, this thing, that particular customer feeds or new or whatever is uploading in the front end, it will come like as an CXP logs. CXP log is nothing but whatever we are doing from mobile or system by in the URL, it will comes as logs like XML or in the form of scripts or anything. It will come like scripts, and it will come through the IAB. IAB is like it's like a service. In this particular field, in IAB's interface, they will send so many service for that particular log. How they will check means that IAB service will fetch this one. In this IAB will fetch the CRM. CRM is like every like our Aadhaar card. They have so many data. Whatever, if you give the Aadhaar card number, automatically the particular fields, so particular customers, every details will be displayed. Address or validation or customer inquiry or credit check, whether he paid properly or not, whether he's paying the low in this particular bank or not, everything will come according to that. And this, if we facing some issues, like if from fraudulent he is facing anything, if it's a past customer or anything, automatically the alert will be customer. And moreover, if it's everything is proper, IBID is generated. What is the IBID is generated means customer ID is in this form of banking domain. They will say IBID, but in our Indian side, they've used to say like customer ID. That ID will be generated, and automatically the data will store in the document storage. What are the customers? If a new customer giving everything, they will check everything in the bottom line and retrieval that interface, whether it's a fraudulent, everything, they will generate as a document storage and PDF. From that document storage will send to the customer within a 1 week or 2 weeks of from the bank to the customer side. It comes in online or mail through whether your account has been opened opened successfully, like that. So we will get the positive flow or successful messages. This is how the interfaces will act in the IT side, but this is completely in the form of backend. Same thing, this we are whatever we are testing already, that will be developed by the developer side by the coding for according to the online OABO grid or everything. Okay. Yeah, just so many things in banking side. If you take just the flow will be same for everything, but whether it will be differ to the interface or middleware may be differ. In Metro Bank, I just said for payments. If it comes to an Islamic bank in Metro in Muscat Bank, so many things will be differ. In like Islamic bank, they will follow some rules and they will give something profit for the customers. Everything they will check according to the customer. If you have the particular Islamic or Muscat ID or Muscat citizen, they have some offers for that. So it will differ according to that particular country or whatever it is. If it is a loan, I'm just saying in overview. If it is a loan, in a conventional loan is we use it to say as an interest year, but in Islamic side they never use it to say as an interest. They think it as sin, so they will say they will take it everything as a profit. So they won't it mention like interest. They will take it as a profit. So many Islamic loan, like whatever we having a personal or corporate loan or a joint loan like that, they have like Ijara, Wakala, Muraba. So many loans according to the laws, and so many offers, so many so many offers for the particular Muscat citizens. And if it is a Muscat citizen, that data will fetch from the particular database, as well as if it's non-Muscat citizen, it will fetch the data from the different database. So they are maintaining separate data for the according to the customers, for according to the citizens. In each country, they have the separate flow for the banking project, everything. In conversion Islamic loan, just we are using a web application as CLOS. Here the T24 Moody's and eBriefcase is an interface. Whatever we have seen is a NetRiver IAB kind of. This is the interface for here, and that if everything is working fine, that finally CAD will be act here. CAD is nothing but documentation. Once everything is proper, the loan should be dispersed or loan should be approved. Everything that will come. They will after this complete flow, they will give it as a CAD document, and they will give the ask this customers to sign. This is a final end of the stage of the loan. This is how the Islamic bank. This kind of so many things like a treasury is there, account is there, but this is how the flow. But so many projects, so many domains are there inside the bank. Due to our span of time, I just completed only a few topics. Okay. Apart from manual, just I tell you the API automation and performance. API is nothing but API is nothing but it's like kind of backend data. Like once the developer is done, it will come to the API. This is the backend data. They will send and response. They will completely check whatever the module like payments or treasury loans, everything. They will use that as a URL. API URL they will take. Whatever, if you're taking www.bank.muscat.com or muscat.mc, whatever, it is coming to take it as a URL, and they will use so many tools for this one API. That tool will be run, Postman tool, SOAP UA, and Rest Assured. They will have a separate for the same tool. They have used some separate services for this one, Gate, Post, anything. But I'm not aware of the API performance automation. I'm telling this manual like overflow of the API, how it's working. Same thing. They have a separate tool. Then they have request and service. They will be flow, and the interface and will be same for both automation as well as manual. But the way of testing may be differ. In automation as well as in manual. Performance is nothing but the quality. If in an university result, if I'm clicking for I'm checking for the result, the value of time may be differ. Like it is taking whatever, if it is I'm getting as per the coding, the result should be, if I'm clicking the get result button, the result should be displayed within 5 seconds or 3 seconds. But based on the server side, it's taking so many long time. So this may impact the response time. This may impact the business impact. This is the quality checking, quality of that particular URL, particular application. So that time the performance will act over here. For this in performance, they will have sent request and response, and SLE. SLE is nothing but the developer will have give the particular periods of time to get the response from the web application or a database, how long it will take, how many minutes to take the process the payment, how many minutes to land the page. So the quality of time is taking this performance. So this is how the architecture of overflow. I think I covered I not covered the complete deep rooted. Just I have given this overflow how it should be, how it's comparing with the real time example. So hope you guys have been understood something in what is the flow from the banking to the testing side, or everything over this. Yeah. Any questions?
Any questions to be asked, you can ask the question. Do you have any queries? Do you have any queries? Okay, if you have one queries, then we will try to complete this session by today. And good morning, everyone. Happy Vinayaka Chavithi. I would like to thank today's speaker, Ms. Surya Mahalakshmi, for accepting our invitation to deliver insight on banking project architecture from client to testing. Today, the participants may be aware how to use or the difference between the SLDC as well as the Agile methodology workflow. Apart from that, a few tools like Bugzilla, Jira, So these tools were not our, these tools at least you may have something, at least a title would have been known. So the use cases which you discussed during this session is amazing. On behalf of Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Kalpakkam College of Engineering, I would like to thank Ms. Surya Mahalakshmi to get succeeded in her life and her career. Thank you all. By Monday, we will meet on 10:45 a.m. So Monday's speaker is from UK. So according to the schedule timing, we won't be having. So we will be having at 10:45. We can have a meeting. And the feedback link is posted. And if you are in need of the presentation, we will share the presentation through the YouTube. So yesterday presentation, it has been sent in your WhatsApp group. And if any other queries to be asked, you can, or otherwise we can wind up today's session.
Thank you, Prakash sir, as well as thank you all to interact with all of you. And it's very nice time to share my knowledge. And just before ending this one, Snehha Gandhi has asked what is the difference between inbound and outbound. There's nothing but just I will tell this one and I will close this. I will wind up this session. This inbound is an inward payment. If your parent is sending your payment, sending amount to your account, this is an inward payment. Outbound payment is nothing but is you're sending to your amount or transferring, sending amount or transferring amount to your parents or your friends. It's the outward payment. This is the difference between the inbound and as well as outbound. That's it. Yeah. And I think I've answered everything. So thank you so much, sir. And once again, it's a nice session for me. It's very interactive and it's very interesting for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Surya Mahalakshmi. Thank you all.